Which are the worst types of Reddit users? The ones who state commonly held beliefs as unpopular opinions to fish for upvotes. For some reason, it always works too. Halo 2 is a hidden gem. Reddit armchair psychologists. Everyone's a narcissist according to them. It's so frustrating when a licensed therapist takes like 3 months or whatever to establish a diagnosis, but Redditors just know from a line of text. You had an argument with your so. That sounds like really toxic and abusive behavior, probably caused by his own insecurities. Reposters that legitimately try and make a post theirs. It's just sad. Get your own cat and take pictures of it. They're always doing funny. That's how I got 4 cats. Too afraid to post the same one twice, so I get a new cat for every picture. What a trooper. Some guy named Sponsored, he keeps showing up in my subreddits, harshing my chill. I keep seeing this promoted guy too. Something is afoot. People who make my amazing with my totally hot partner was interrupted because of X posts on Tifu. I unsubbed when it stopped being about shitting your pants, and the teenage wannabe writers took over. TIFU by messing up the sexiest I ever sexed. Smug pseudo-intellectuals who think that the more cynical and contrarian they are, the more intelligent they seem. These ones are great because they're fantastically cringy. So desperately serious about everything and so certain they're right that they miss the point entirely, or are too busy honing what they think is a mic drop that they miss major pieces of information. Hey, I followed this recipe exactly but the cookies came out wrong. Any idea what happened? I am 4x meters above sea level though, maybe that's it? How would I adjust for that? Well, actually, if you indeed followed the recipe exactly, it is impossible for the cookies to come out wrong. You clearly did not follow the recipe exactly, which means you're lying. Nobody can help you if you're going to lie about your problem. And truthfully, the cookies are not the ones that are wrong here, but it is in fact your technique that is wrong. 'Tis a poor carpenter whom blames thine tools mayhaps. I suggest you purchase cookies from a local establishment rather than continue to fail and lie about it. You can hear the fedora in the comments. Oh god, I've seen a lot of comments like that. I'm always disappointed if someone else falls for that. I get annoyed in communities that should be helping beginners but berate them for mistakes they make. Pet communities will treat you like Hitler if you bought the starter cage tank that the pet store employee recommended. I don't get the hate for not being an A+++ pet owner. Someone could get a dog from the pound, waking it twice a day, give it all the loves and pets, but get reamed for buying dry dog food kibbles. That dog's life is a 10,000% upgrade. If the only people adopting dogs were the ones who can afford gourmet dog foods, there would be a lot more dogs in pounds, where they won't get walks, won't get pets, won't get much love or attention, but will still be eating kibbles. My sister says this stuff to me. I feed my cat Purina dry food and 9 Lives wet food because she throws up the expensive foods. I've been treating my cat wrong for 17 years and she'll die prematurely if I keep it up. The sob story posters of our pics, they'll post a picture of the orange and be like, my great-grandma passed away suddenly after battling cancer for 35 years. Her last words to me was asking if I could get her an orange from the hospital cafeteria. I agreed, and she died 3 years later. Here's that same orange, found it in her attic as we were cleaning her place out. A related phenomenon is all the girlfriends that show up in the title but not the picture. My girlfriend told me to take this. My girlfriend's cat. My girlfriend says I have talent. Road trip with my girlfriend. Who gives a? It's a picture sub. Our pics is just turning into Facebook. Keyboard professionals, people replying who are really unqualified and unknowledgeable on a subject to post anything about it. As a healthcare provider, who's had to physically assess and treat people on isolation with MRSA, TB, pneumonia, etc. The number of Redditors who obviously don't know about transmissible diseases during COVID-19 is frustrating. The AskReddit sub is brutal for this. Someone will post a question such as, lawyers of Reddit, what is something that underscore 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 underscore, only to be followed up with a dozen responses of, I'm not a lawyer, but edit my P.S.A. Social distancing, regulations and requirements in your jurisdiction are likely based on droplet precautions and contact precautions. Please research what droplet and AMP contact precautions entail in your area. And GT, the number of Redditors who obviously don't know about transmissible diseases during COVID-19 is frustrating. May I humbly suggest that you avoid our coronavirus at all costs. Been there, regretted that. Anyone who blank is a total moron and deserves blank. That one. Anyone who posts stuff like anyone who blank is a total moron and deserves blank deserves to be downvoted. Touché. The ones who keep posting that same question about something you don't know about women's bodies. Or the people that see that and ask the same question with the opposite gender. Edit ask not all women of Reddit what something men don't know about your big fat stiff. When it comes to debates, users who ask what your sources are without providing any sources for their points. Bonus points if they pull a number or a percentage out of there and act like it's a sourced figure. Sorry, but 68% of the data shows that you didn't cite your sources. I'm gonna have to downvote now those who take Redditing seriously. So moderators. A few years ago I was looking for information on tattoos. I liked the way those with Find.org look, but of course could only find fresh pictures, and I wanted to know how they'd look in a few years. So, after staying away from Reddit for years, I made my account and posted my first question on the tattoo sub, simply asking for people to share their pictures of .org tattoos that had aged a bit. A few hours later I check back. 0 replies, huh. I click around a bit and find a notification. Your thread has been deleted by some fuckwad. Reason: ask your tattoo artist. I immediately deleted my account and only very recently made one again, to try and solve a problem. There's a special place in for people who post on tech support threads and then reply hours later, saying, fixed it, and nothing else. It's even worse if they respond to other threads with useful comments like, that didn't work for me. You Google your exact error message, and find only one indexed result that actually includes all keywords. It's some obscure tech forum that you've never heard of or visited, and the post is from 2013. The OP's question is the exact issue you are experiencing, down to the error code. There is only one response, and it is from a moderator. This issue was solved in another thread. I am locking this one. Next time, use the search function before posting. I wish I had only seen this once in my life. This is somewhat specific, but people who don't follow the rules of a sub that requires active participation. For example, the people who post on our tip of my tongue looking for something and then don't respond to any comments, or stop halfway through. Like, we're trying to help you. The least you can do is let us know if we've found what you're looking for or not. Yes, it's excruciating. Especially when you're 99% sure you have the answer to what the poster is looking for and they never reply. Edit OMG this blew up. Thanks for the gold and diamond, kind stranger. Reddit's Guide to Writing a Story. 1. Make a vague statement that will make a more interesting story than the you just posted. 2. Start off with, okay, since so many people asked. 3. Write a funny story that is longer than the original post, which begs the question why you didn't write it in the first place. Leave out important details to your story so that other Redditors will ask. 5. Don't forget to add so many useless edit tags and post scripts that it'll hurt the blind man's eyes. Get karma. People who comment this. Turns out there's this little upvote button for the exact situation where you want to show your support for a comment, but have nothing original or useful to add to it. But then nobody can see that it's me who agrees with the right thing. Karma. I'm not a get paid. You get paid in karma. Like anywhere else most of the time, the hypocrites. Reddit constantly talks about empathy and seeing the other side, but as soon as they are met with a differing opinion they get hostile and mass downvote because they didn't like what they saw. Reddit and circle jerking name a better duo. Duolingo. Ladies of Reddit, what's the most sexiest you ever orgasmed? Hot. Ever got caught having the TIFU by having la at my grandmother's house? I'm dating this really nice guy, super understanding, funny. We were at my grandma's house watching a movie when she got up and said she was going to bed. My boyfriend kissed me on my neck and 15 minutes later we're having bareback, no blanket or anything. Like reverse cowgirl on my grandma's couch and I hear, oh my god. Get your blanket and cover the up. That's my couch. And I grabbed the blanket with his enemy and covered up and she goes, my lord. I got you guys some cookies I made yesterday before I go to bed. She handed us the cookies and ran away. TL, doctor I had within at my grandma's house and she caught me having la and still gave me cookies that she grabbed that had been made a day ago before I had. The cynical deconstructionists. The guys who show up in a thread to take your favorite thing and break it down to belittle it, or analyze it cynically so it represents something problematic. You see it in the media subreddits often. All of our teenagers is karma whoring, reposts from other subs or complaining on how they don't have a girlfriend. And then when you actually want to rant about something and get advice for fixing it, you get downvoted and called a karma. People who yell at you saying, "It was a FNKING joke," when you try to explain something to them, because they said they didn't understand it. Yeah, when they say nobody understands sarcasm, when they pretended not to understand something and there was no hint of humor in their original comment. Those who edit their posts multiple times regarding getting gilded or getting X amount of upvotes. They completely taint the sole reason the post got popular in the first place by doing this. I'd say it's more a particular demographic that views everything from the perspective of American politics and turn every topic into a political issue. I can't help but assume that most of these people are American teenagers. One thing that really bothers me is that when I criticize my own culture, someone from the above demographic assumes that I'm a white person trying to unjustifiably criticize another culture because ulterior racist motives and ignorance. Then comes a diatribe about my culture by someone who most probably has never been outside USA. It feels like these people want me to fit a picture of a minority that belongs to a flawless society, and any criticism that I might have for my own society are actually racist attempts to malign a community that has never done anything wrong. And the mere fact of pointing out a social evil of my culture automatically makes me a racist, larper or something. It essentially creates a situation where only young white Americans can criticize their culture and community and no one else can do the same for their own. Imagine me telling you that you can't criticize pro-lifers in USA because it's their culture and you shouldn't criticize it without thoroughly studying it. B. Denying of abortion isn't really a thing and people are being fooled by a media that has an agenda against American Christians. An amp, #X200B. In my opinion, people who won't let me criticize my own culture because the perception of my culture in a negative way affects their own political agenda